Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, I'm going to honor your requests to show wider shots of the watches, because frankly, this one needs it. At 47mm, this Panerai Radiomir 1940 PAM00690 Special Series watch has impressive wrist presence, and it fills my viewfinder. Part of a quartet of watches released with blue dials in 2016 as a mid-year update to the catalog. The 690, 500 pieces for 2016, was easily the most successful of those four. The watch has an entirely high-polished steel case, 47mm in diameter, and a robust 57mm from lug to lug, 15.5mm thick thanks to the colossal dome of the sapphire crystal. The watch is nevertheless one of those rare oversized watches that wears well, comfortably, and naturally on a small wrist. Despite the 57mm big pilot-like lug to lug measurement, I can actually endorse this watch for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. The space between the lugs is 26mm, and this being a Panerai, you will have a universe of aftermarket and OEM options, but consider the factory Assolutamente strap to be your first and best option. It's nicely made, minimally treated. You can actually see some of the marks of the original animal hide. You'll note that it has a contrasting stitch, a vintage embossed 1970s Officine Panerai logo, and it's sheer cut with rusticated sides, thick and substantial. It shows the layers of construction with the same leather treatment on the underside. A simple and compact polished pin buckle in steel for easy on-the-fly adjustments. And this is the Radiomir 1940 case, not the wire lug Radiomir. This was designed to reflect changes to the Panerai combat watches of the 1940s as they moved away from the welded style lugs, which could be somewhat vulnerable and prone to failure. This more substantial, straight, integrated lug style was adopted. Hence, this is the 1940 case. You have evolutions of the core Luminor and Radiomir cases. Luminor has the 1950, Radiomir has the 1940. You'll also appreciate that compared to the modern wire lug Radiomirs, inspired by the 3646, this one isn't really like those because it has a more complex and somewhat slimmer and more nuanced case band. It has a combination of angles and curves that's just a bit crisper than the standard wire lug rad. The case is of high polish, the bezel is conical, and you will appreciate the fact that the sapphire is immensely domed. I mean, it is a heaping helping of corundum, and it has the off-axis distortion effects of a vintage 1940s plexiglass. It also has the colossal domed profile of a plexiglass while giving you the scratch resistance and toughness of a sapphire. Now, the dial is sensational. My position on Fotina, well, I have several. If it's strictly there for a cloying and pandering effect, I hate it the way I hate pre-torn and pre-faded jeans. If it's a consonant color that works well in step with the other tones of the watch and plays a complementary and successful aesthetic role, then I actually like the color, if not the idea behind Fotina. And here it's perfect. Sandwich style dial, you have a solid disc underneath the stencil. So the stencil includes the numerals and the indices, and then underneath that there is a full disc of this ecru colored superluminova that creates a brilliant image at night as well as a three-dimensional effect as the light shines up through the walls of the stenciled profiles. Now that ecru color nicely matches the color of the strap as well as the rose gold of the seconds, minutes, and hour hands. The timepiece does feature a three-hand no-date layout for you purists, and one of the innovations of 2016, the sensational blue metallic sunburst dial, endlessly entertaining. The watch also features a fun functional refinement for you travelers. There's an intermediate position where you can actually set the hour hand as the seconds and minutes continue to keep time, and you will appreciate the fact that the Radiomir 1940 features a robust screw-down crown. Note the attention to detail with a polished and relieved Officine Panerai logo with a blasted center. I dig that. Turn it all over, manufacturer caliber P3000. It's nicely made. You can see that it features twin mainspring barrels, manual winding, 72-hour power reserve, 21 joules. It's very robust with a full balance bridge architecture and a free sprung balance, so very shock resistant. That big slow beating balance cranking away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. The finishing is handsome. It's not high horology, but it is accomplished. As you can see, there's a simulated 3/4 style bridge. It's actually broken up into two pieces for dispatch during service, but it has the image of the old Rolex Codebert pocket watch movements that would have been used on Officine Panerai watches of the 1940s. There's a handsome, if machine-laid bevel along the edges of the bridge, high-polished screw heads, engine-turned perlage across the base plate, all of this water-resistant down to 100 meters. A 500-piece special series for 2016 that still looks the business, and that on both sides. You can see this PAM690 and make it yours on the watch box. Officine Panerai PAM690. You can even see a little bit of that distortion effect at night. The lume is so dramatic and the sapphire is so cambered. See it by day on the watch box.